For a long time, I stopped gaming. Life got heavy, work, stress, expectations, and I forgot how much joy those small moments gave me. Then, out of nowhere, just a snap of a finger for reasons that were kind of against my will, I picked up a controller. And man, I realized gaming wasn't just something to pass the time. Like, gaming has always been a part of my life. Like, I always loved it. I'm talking early on. Like, that was one of the biggest things that fascinated me was video games, shoes, and sports. Like, those were always the things that I'd love to get lost in as a kid. And it's tough because when you go through life and you get these experiences, you go through these tribulations, and you're trying to find your place in the world and everything, you kind of lose that part of yourself that was just genuinely and organically fascinated with something. And I don't know how it even got to that point, but I never want to lose that moment again. And it's so amazing that I had a chance to even get anything even close to the joy I had when everything was pretty much brand new and I didn't know any better in the world. And yeah, it was a thing that brought me peace in the chaotic environment that I was growing up in, and it can still do the same thing now. It does still do the same thing now. And it all kind of started for me. Yeah, y'all might as well sit back and have a snack and just kick it. This is one of those type of videos, just a little storytelling. But 2020, infamous year, everybody knows it, especially if you were an adult at the time. Things were very, very confusing for a lot of people. At this particular point in time, we were at the height of the pandemic. The whole city of LA, I'm from LA, the whole city of Los Angeles was on a 6 p.m. curfew. You couldn't even get food after 6 p.m. I'm not even joking. The only thing that was open was gas stations, bro. That was it. So it forced everybody to sit down that year or stay in their house. Excuse me while this phone goes off. It forced everybody to sit down and have to deal with what was going on. And I think for a lot of people in this point in time, I think it was a hard reset that actually benefited a lot of people. Maybe not something that's immediately recognizable to somebody else, things like a whole bunch of money or a whole bunch of material things, but I mean, like, a lot of people probably came back with a piece of themselves that they had lost or a part that they wanted to discover. And I was sitting at home. I'll never forget it. Like I said, height of the pandemic. It was super rainy this night too. I'm talking about on top of the city being closed, it's raining cats and dogs outside. So there's nothing to do. So I just boot up my PS4 that I had bought on OfferUp 2 days earlier, just because I'm like, man, if I'm gonna sit in the house, I might as well just buy the game, right? I bought a PlayStation 4. And the dude, yeah, I know I'm jumping all over the place, but this is important. So the dude that sold me the PS4, it came with Red Dead Redemption 2, a copy of Red Dead Redemption 2 and like an old 2K or something. So when I first get the PlayStation, I go and I play 2K and whatever. I didn't think nothing of it, but that didn't bring my joy back to gaming. Like, it wasn't that. It was this moment. Now we fast forwarding back to the rainy night, the moment where I had to sit and just pretty much engage in something, and I chose to do it in the PlayStation 4 with the PlayStation 4. And when I booted up Red Dead Redemption 2, I can't even tell you what it was that immediately attracted me to the game. Well, actually, it probably was like the open cinematic and the storytelling and everything, but I think what immediately drew me to the experience I was having to feel so fulfilling, so personal, was me playing the intro mission and me just going through the game gradually, I looked up and I look at the clock and I noticed I had got lost for like an hour and 45 minutes. And I remember sitting there like, there's no way it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, there's no way. Cause I had to go to sleep at a certain time because I had work the next day, yada, yada, yada. Grown up, boring stuff. And I remember like, and it clicked right there. I was like, oh my God, I genuinely have an enjoy for stuff still. Like, I didn't feel that way. I felt like life felt like super pressured. I had this pressure to perform here at work, to have enough to do this and then have to perform to keep it. And when I was doing that, like, I realized like I was stressing myself out trying to like live up to somebody else's idea of what my life should be, or what somebody else says what success is or what fulfillment is. And I wasn't getting that at all. Like, I wasn't fulfilled by having a nice car and a spot to stay. I was just stressed out having to maintain all of that shit, and knowing that if I took one day off from work or 2 days off, it was over. That's a high stressful situation, and it is what it is. Everybody has to deal with that in one form or another, but something has to help you get through it. And for me, I've always been able to rely on sports and music. When gaming wasn't around again, I always had sports and I had music, and those things were always around, true, but at that particular moment in time, I chose to game, and it just ignited this spark that like I'm explaining it now, but like I wish I could like explain it even better. Like, it's like getting reconnected with an old friend, or seeing like one of your favorite relatives you haven't seen in a long time, and you get reconnected, and it's like, man, like I don't know why we ever like were apart. And I felt that with gaming, because gaming is way more about, it's not so much just about looking at the screen and pressing buttons, obviously, right? It's a connection you have, and there's an immersion level that obviously people understand, because the best things in entertainment are immersive, movies, sports again, music again, etc. But there's something about being immersed into a world where I'm controlling the pace of where the story goes, or I'm controlling pretty much the outcome of when I want something to happen, how I want something to happen. Not saying I could change the story, but it's like we talked about earlier, how life had you going at like this certain pace to maintain things, and it's not like that with gaming. It's so relaxing, it's so soothing. So for me to even have that thing just be sparked at all, because this is all in my 20s I'm explaining too. This is like mid-20s. I was born in 92. You do the math. I'm old, ha ha ha. But my 20s were really, it was a lot going on in my 20s, and like discovering myself and trying to get to the next level. Honestly, I also got into a lot of trouble just chasing money, and I had to stop. It had to come to a stop, because I was going to crash and burn. Like I said, living somebody else's dream. And I didn't want that for me. I didn't want that to be my story. And in the middle of me thinking about all of this, I don't think it was a coincidence that I fell back in love with gaming. Like, I don't think that, like, there's everybody has like a personality that they're pretty much born with, that you should never deviate from. And you notice this when you get older and you try to do new things, because it's just try shit, especially when you're young. To go try shit and do whatever, but at some point you have to get like some sort of beat on who you are, what you do and what you thrive at. Strengths and weaknesses. Of course you want to improve on weaknesses, but you have to dwell on your strengths as well. And you don't even get to a place where you even could recognize like strengths and weaknesses within yourself, because the hamster wheel that you on just won't allow you to stop. And there was nothing that I had that could pause time the way that Red Dead Redemption 2 did for me in that night. And it was almost like it was the first time I played a video game. I was literally blown away by that moment. And right after that, I played God of War, the 2018 for PS4. And you see a footage of Ghost of Tsushima now. This is I'm just finishing this up because I really want to get to Yote. But I almost shed a tear when, like, I know it sounds dramatic, but like when I started to look forward to being home and just putting the game on, like, it was just so much better. I was so much happier doing that, like, you know. And not to say like I don't have a social life or nothing. I have a ton of fucking friends, but I don't like to go out all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not necessarily like somebody who likes to be in the mix or somebody that has to have really any type of tension at all. Like, if I go somewhere, I want to go chill with the people I came with and be out. That would be the best night ever for me. But most of that time, it's just me trying to like maintain the anxiousness I have with, like, because this isn't an environment that I've ever really been comfortable in. And I had to accept that. And growing and accepting that is realizing, okay, well, maybe you don't like doing this. And just because everybody else likes doing this, that doesn't mean that you have to. I always knew that in life, but it's like you have to like keep reteaching yourself these things sometimes for it to stick in. So playing games was it. And the reason why I said that it brought my joy back, it wasn't just the gaming itself. What gaming did was it helped me get back to my core identity of myself. It helped me be able to remind myself that there are things that I like. There's even methods, or there's even times where I can take a beat, slow it down. I know it sounds crazy that all of this started from that night playing Red Dead Redemption 2, but I'm being serious. Like, these are all lessons I learned while coming back to gaming. It's just taking that half a second to do things that I wouldn't necessarily do before, is because, like I said, it was this unspoken, unseen pressure that I honestly was putting on myself, but that I had to do things. I had to, you just always feel so behind, and it's just not true. It's all about perspective. Life in its entirety is all about perspective, and the things that give you great perspective are the people you love, doing things you enjoy. Like, you have to be around positive things to have a positive perspective, and I wasn't around a lot of positive things at that point in my life, and I realized I had to switch it. So it started off buying a used PS4 and just to have something to do in the pandemic. But 2 months after that, and this was when Warzone first dropped, I actually bought Modern Warfare 2019, and I loved it. I had so much fun playing that with my friends. I had a joke while the pandemic was going on. I was like, everybody pull up to Club PS4, because everybody was playing Modern Warfare or Warzone. And it was just, and that part is what really, really made it cool. Because when I was growing up in gaming, so just to run down real quick, I always gamed. I can run down. My very first system was a Sega Saturn, which is crazy. Y'all might not even know what that is. But I played SNES, Genesis, PlayStation 1. I played all the PlayStations. I had the OG Xbox. I had a 360. That 360 generation is where it slowed down for me. Not because the games weren't good, obviously, but more so because, like, I just started to like life. Like, the 360 came out when I started high school. So, as a dorky teenager, you think, man, I don't need to play video games. It's time to go get girls, or all of that stupid stuff. Like, it was just, I thought that like gaming was for kids, And that was a sore mistake. It's a sore mistake. In fact, gaming can't be for kids now because of how expensive it is, but that's another video. And everything was, yeah, man, everything just kind of just changed after that. I know I got to slow it down because I'm rambling, but I really, really, really wanted to just take the time to make this video because I want to try my best to be involved and give back whatever I can to the community that has been so important to me. And who knows why? I guess I could just say I stopped kind of questioning why things happen, but for whatever reason, I just had the urge to I think I would like to tell my story, and I would like to do it through gaming, explain it through gaming, and it's just, yeah, let me stop because my brain is getting fried, but I'm really, really happy that I picked up the controller again and discovered pure joy again, because life was still in that, bro. And gaming, for whatever reason, made me stop and realize that take a deep breath, one day at a time. You can only control so much, and you do things with your time that are productive and what you enjoy. So I'm so glad that I got back to that. But even more than anything else, I'm thankful that not only is there something that I have that's so personal to me that I can enjoy without other people, even though there is a big social aspect to gaming, I'm aware, but it's more so about not just playing the game. It's you're taking me away from a lot of stuff when we do this, a lot of stuff. So yeah, gaming didn't save my life, but it reminded me that I still have one worth living. And that's just flat out the reason why I play. Thank you if you sat through this whole entire thing. Wow, you are a soldier. I know this was rough. This is my first time doing this. I really, really appreciate you for stopping by. And I plan to do this a lot more. Just have more gaming content in general. I want to put up gameplays of me actually playing, but I'm way more chaotic when I play games. I'm not so soft like this, but yeah, be looking to hear from me soon. Thank you guys. Peace.